Oh man, the entire audio of the stream was gone. All right. Hey Josh. Hey Rez. Hey the Harshwise. I was muted the whole time. Hi. Professional streamer here. Hello. I'm sorry you missed that. That was a bit of a dumb mistake by me. Hello. Yeah, you can hear me now. Yeah, of course. Hi, welcome to the stream. Okay, to answer the Harshwise again, yes, this is a new project. We're going to be working on a thumbnail for Patrick Zainali. This person right here. He is a cooking YouTuber with 5 million subs. And we're going to be making a thumbnail for a video titled I Mixed Every Milkshake into One. It's going to be horrifying. We're going to have a lot of fun making it. Okay, I think I need a new picture just to grab his shoulder. One where the cup is not in front of it. Oh, there's no such thing. Guess this is close enough. I wish my clients sent pictures and assets as good as that. Something I always tell people is that the more you charge your thumbnail designs, the better assets you will receive from your clients. That sounds a bit weird, but basically when you charge a high rate for your work, your clients will have more budget and more equipment and stuff like that in other parts of their YouTube channel as well, or business. So you can actually get a lot of quality assets from other clients than the ones you're working with. It's just they usually are dealing with higher prices, right? I grab this folder here. We're going to try and assemble a sort of basic cut out of the thumbnail here. So if I take this shoulder, put it here. Yeah, we can rebuild this pretty easily. Because now I just make a new layer, go into here. And like that. Going to generative fill this. Put nothing in the prompt, and that should fill up the gap. And hopefully does it well. Yeah, that's good enough. Cool. What other options do I have? Like this better, less creases. Okay. So what I'm gonna do for this is I'm just gonna cut around the shoulder here, around him, get that face into the frame. So let's go here. Cut behind the shoulder. Here. Do a very basic cut for now, like this. So now you see we have the shoulder again. Good. And then bring the cup back on top of it. Makes sense, I guess. Good point. Maybe it's time to up mine. It's always time to up your prices. That tends to be the case, really, for a lot of designers. We do have a tendency to charge too low compared to your actual worth, right? So definitely give it a go. think composition-wise, I'm pretty happy with something like this. Having the milkshake at sort of eye level. And then I would have to put a background in. Well, he's in red and white, so I think the background would be nice with a blue. Let's try it. Too much. Bit too bright. Okay, something like that I kind of like. Can you show us the concept sketch? Let me try and find it for you. It was this. This is the sort of sketch that I sent to the client. Just like chopping up a frame from the video and putting some stuff together very quickly. And saying, hey, let's get a proper picture done for this. And that's the pictures that I got as a result of that. I told him, hey, give me like a couple of faces, like reaction to drinking it and looking at it, being puzzled or like confused or disgusted by it. And he does have like a pretty iconic smile in all of his videos. He's just smiling all the time. He's very, very jolly. So I'm gonna probably prioritize that in the thumbnail, which I also did in previous thumbnails that we worked on. Like for example, the steak and snacks thumbnail that I worked on for him. This loading the file, loading this thumbnail. But yeah, in this one I did want him to smile because it's like the sort of mad scientist vibe. And here is more like he's, I guess, proud of the milkshake he's presenting, even though it's gonna be a strange mix. I am a bit, yeah, I am a bit sad about the blurry hand. So I'm probably gonna ask the client if I can get a new picture. But that's not a huge problem. I do have other thumbnails I can work on in the meantime if I need to. It's just a bit of a shame for the video's upload timing. I don't really want to have the main focus of the video not be in focus, you know? So I'm gonna work on his, on the left side here, but I'm gonna leave the cup out for now. I've been trying to use the pen tool recently, because I am quite good with the pen tool generally speaking, but also it is better than the polygonal lasso that I'd used the whole time. I just refused to use it in Photoshop for some reason. I thought, hey, I don't need to bother with the pen tool, I can just use the lasso completely fine. And then every time I would misclick with the lasso, it would like if I use the lasso and I misclick, it would make the entire selection go away. and I would waste minutes of cutting out something. Like if I'm making a complex cutout like this one where I'm trying to separate him from the background, if I lose the entire selection when I'm more than halfway done, it sucks. Cap here. You use AI to fix the blurriness. Yes and no. I don't think it would be very good. Like, it would be obviously AI. When you're trying to fix something that is completely out of focus using AI, it's going to be a bit of a obvious AI image result. And like, why would I bother if I can just ask the client to get a new photo real quick, you know? Just a matter of getting that picture quick enough. So I'm going to focus on the rest of the thumbnail, and I will ask for the hand holding the milkshake to be reshot. You guys hear the music, by the way, in the background? I'm just putting on the lo-fi girl music stream thing. I put it a bit low because I know that we had some problems with the music being too loud in the last live stream. So I'm trying to keep it lower in volume. Very calming. Yeah, just a chill vibe. It's hard to know what to put on for music for stream. Like, I know the vibe I want. I don't really want anything too intense, given that I'm just designing in Photoshop, you know? But it'd be a little difficult to get the copyright-free stuff and it actually being good. I just put on this. I hope it is okay to be on YouTube. I mean, it is on YouTube, but I hope it's okay to have it in the background of a stream. Maybe not. Either way, it's not a big deal if I lose the monetization on a live stream with 200 views, you know? I'm not even monetized yet on YouTube. I saw that I have 666 subscribers now. So, what's the deal with that? Are we gonna do a summoning ritual during the stream? Is that the punishment for making some cursed thumbnails, like the Oreo steak one? There you go. And now I'm gonna go into mask. I saw someone sharing a great website for adding texture with AI in the Thumbnail 101 server. You mean with the pan with the food, right? Sorry, it was just asking the client for the new image. I don't think he's going to see it during the stream, but we're going to pivot to a different thumbnail once I've got some editing done on him. Let's see. This is the shoulder. I'm going to need to cut that out as well. This time with a brush. I prefer the brush for cutting out quick sections like this around a pretty simple shape. Like here's just a cloth with some folds. Pretty simple. I get it done really quickly with the brush. I'm gonna use the smudge tool to sort of oh, it's a smart object, right? I'm going to add a layer then and fix this area. There we go. Fix the brightness and the sort of hard edge that was in there. What is this? Is that in the original picture? Okay, we'll fix it as well. So now I'm going to put on my my barber outfit, and I'm going to perform a little bit of shaving on this man at his request. Shave the stubbles above my beard. I'm going to the barber in 2 days. Yes, sir. Let me get a reference of what that looks like when he is shaved as he wants. I mean, okay. Yeah, just like a light shave here. Okay. I'll just give it a shot. See. So I can probably just go in with a healing brush like this and just paint over some of the hair. Yeah, and that removes it. I don't want to get too carried away with it. I do want to create a sort of edge though. Like this. See, there's a nice clean edge there. And then shorten the hairs, I guess. Make them look a little more stubbly and less like longer hairs. Boom, 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 boom. So here's the before and after. Before, after. A little shave here. Gotta go have a good one. Thank you, Josh Ben, for tuning in. All good. So same on this side. Remove some of the hairs that are higher up on the cheek. Remove some of the length out of the darker ones so they look stubbier, shorter. Thank you, Callie, for the support. That one we didn't actually end up doing. There's only a sketch. This one... I don't think I opened the right file. I think I have a second version of this. Yeah, okay. Just the same thing here. Some light stubble, but it doesn't go too far up the cheek. This will do. Before and after. Proper shave. Good. Good, good, good. Next up. I guess let me move him to the side here. Good. All of this is fine. I'm going to convert this into a smart object. Patrick body. Make it bigger here. Perfect. And actually, let me go in here real quick. I can probably change this one with a puppet warp. Where is it? In edit, puppet warp. What? No, hold on. Puppet warp. Oh, the mesh goes around the entire thing, doesn't it? I need to convert to a smart object and then puppet warp. Yes. Good. So I want to put a pin here, here, and here. I'm simply going to move the rest of the shoulder to the right. But if I do it properly, this shouldn't move actually. Put a bunch of pins down so it doesn't move this at all. Good. Okay, here's the before, after, before, after, and I need to patch this up. There we go. Generative fill. What's up with that? What is it doing? Just roll the dice, hoping to get something good. Bad. Why is there a thumb here? Good. Okay. We get the gacha roll. We win. It made something that looks decent. Cool. Save it. Go back here. Patrick body. Good. So now the shoulder, before and after. You can see I'm just extending the shoulder a bit to the right because he's going to be holding a cup here. We want that shoulder to be not going down, but going up as he's raising his arm. Simple things, but it does matter in the end. Next, I will use the rule of thirds to determine where I need to put his head. So if I put my marks down, this is the thumbnail divided in halves, 960 pixels and 540. But if we do it this way, it's actually 640 for the first third and 1280 for the second. And then I like to use that to put my composition on this sort of grid. So this element lands at the intersection here, this element in the intersection here. And it's just a way to have a sort of pleasing composition in your thumbnail. Even if it's really basic, it just helps that you position things correctly instead of this, for example. Like, this could be a thing if there was a third element in the picture, because that way you have... Get a brush. That way you have 1, 2, and 3 columns. But I'm going for 2 elements here. Dill! What's up? Yo, yo, yo. Dill, do you know any way to get a blurry asset like this to be back in focus? I asked the client to retake a picture. I just don't know if he's going to be available to do it for me. So I figured I might as well like source some of the methods other people are doing in case I ever need to use something like that. Put a filter on this guy. So, exposure up for sure. Bit of contrast. And bring the shadows up a little. And we want the colors to be more vibrant. Temperature is fine. I don't think I need to tweak it. Tint, I will go from green to slightly more purple. This is a very difficult slider to use, so don't overdo it. +4 is fine. Don't know of any way to unblur, but I'm sure you could find a similar asset of someone holding something in their hand and swap the hand. Probably. Specifically, the object that needs to be held is a milkshake cup. So I haven't looked at, if there's any good assets for that online, but there might be. I don't think it's the most unheard of in terms of things to photograph yourself holding. I mean, it's probably in a lot of social media pictures already. Bit of sharpening is fine. Let's do some noise reduction as well. Oh wow, that's how you can get the super blurry look, the AI look, just noise reduction to the max. Okay, let's do a little bit of it. Color mixer, I want the red to be more saturated. Does that change anything? Yes, it changes the lips and ears. I do want it to be a bit more saturated. He's going to be on a blue background. That red needs to pop. Don't know if I want to touch any of this. Saturation, tiny bit. The thumbnail, we gotta bring up the saturation a little. Bring this like so. Tiny S-curve. Wow, S-curve makes such a difference, honestly. Boom. Cool. That works really well. Let me try and look at some backgrounds I could have for this. Because it's based on fast foods, it would be good if I could get a fast food restaurant background that somehow is blue. Now, I'm not American, so I don't know if there's a specific fast food restaurant which is better at, you know, like blue interior than others. Maybe Wendy's is good at it. Wendy's. Quickly looking up some stuff. Burger King? Okay. I guess if I want blue, I can just use the sky and have an exterior like... Oh yeah, okay, they have blue roofs? Is that what's happening? They have the blue sort of banner here. Okay. Old school. So if I'm gonna put a blue sky, I guess I can search for some exterior stuff. Specifically want the USA one. I guess this is kind of the most popular base for a McDonald's. Blue restaurant interior really could be very specific with your searches. Yeah. I can go super specific with some stuff. I'm just looking for fast foods that are kind of recognizable. Exclude AI generated stuff from this. I'm not interested in it. I want some photos here. See, this is a bit too chic, right? In the video, he's going from fast food to grab all of the milkshakes they have. So I don't think a restaurant is gonna cut it. I need to show some other stuff like this. You guys have these in the US with like the weird roof like that? We have this in Europe. Stock photos, a lot of stock photos. Somewhere, but I don't know. Okay, so it's not, if it's not like super common, if it's not the first thing you see, then probably go for something else. I like this because the logo is very visible on it. I'm asking for large pictures off of Google and it's giving me some like 1000 pixel stuff. 1100. It's not good enough. McDonald's Los Angeles or something like that. Yeah, good shout. McDonald's Los Angeles. Yeah, there's some stuff there. Size large. Or maybe I just use the sign, like this, the street signs that they have. Maybe I just use that and I grab some other ones from different brands. Is that gonna stay that quality? Oh my god. Ugh. Wait, it says 2000 and then it gives me this shit. Oh, it's because it's on Facebook. Dude, no. Hate it here. This is nice. Like if I put this here, people will recognize that it's McDonald's anyway. Yeah, and then I can extend it behind him. I can have different logos. Could work. Let me try that real quick. Cool. Remove this. Generate. What? What? Man, what? What is it generating? Oh, I'm underneath the layer. Okay. Just generating random stuff. Okay, yeah. Perfect. Good as well. I have this this block here I can move. This is good enough for recognizability. People know what the McDonald's logo is like. And I need a second one here on the right, so let's do... what brand is he doing? Let me have a quick look again. You don't get to watch that. That's for me.
Milkshakes?
What brands? McDonald's, Shake Shack, Five Guys. Five Guys have a pretty good branding. Chick-fil-A, Wendy's. Okay, Wendy's is in there. Burger King is in there. Cool. Let me try Five Guys. They have, yeah, they have the checker pattern. That's very recognizable. Like, I don't think I even need to put the logo, right? I can just put the wall and people will know it's Five Guys. Probably. Is no one gonna take a picture of the wall properly? Oh my god, you guys. Size large. How large? Not enough. Not what I'm looking for, but it's funny. Well, if I don't find it, it's just a very easy pattern to make, right? This is just a tiled wall with half the tiles in red. Okay, perfect. And just use that. Yeah. highlight that here. And then put a filter on top of it. It's like a slight distortion to it, isn't there? Seems that way. So, needs to have more exposure. Needs to have contrast. More vibrant colors. Dig the shadows deeper. Less highlights, so it's more uniform. Trying to make this pretty even overall. It's a bit yellow, so I want it more blue. And then I want to desaturate everything but the reds, basically. So probably go in color mixer, blue, desaturate. Yeah, just do this until there's only the red left. There is a tiny bit of orange here, so we'll leave it. And there's almost no pink. Cool. Everything is desaturated apart from red now. Highlights are down, shadows. The shadows down a tiny bit. Still a pretty strong light coming from the top, but it's not the worst. And then I think distortion, I can go and slightly blow this up. I have the feeling it's not quite straight, but let me check actually. This one's fine. Fine. Fine, fine. Never mind. I'm just going crazy. And I will put clarity on this. Not clarity, but sharpening. Color noise reduction and noise reduction to the max. Yeah. Before, after. And I get some darker edges on some of the stuff. Cool. So checkered pattern plus McDonald's. That's working great. Do I want to have a third one? Or is that overkill? That's maybe overkill. Probably. I guess the other question is, do I want the McDonald's pattern to go exactly to half of the thumbnail? To show that it's half and half in the cups? There's not that much that would show anyway. But this feels like it's a little overpowering. Or this. Group. Ground. Flip. I prefer that, I think. Because the left part of the thumbnail is not that important. The background being more distracting on the left is not too bad. And then the darker background on the right means you can see the cup better. So we do this, and then the McDonald's part moves. Like here. Let's generate the rest of the background. Do you know when the generative fill is gonna have tokens added? I know they plan on doing that. I know they plan on having tokens for all the gen fill stuff. But I don't actually know when they plan on implementing that into the program. It's a bit annoying. Add a quick shadow for this. I don't actually need to make the shadow too fancy here. Don't need to paint it by hand or anything because it's just going to be on the wall. Make it a large shadow with a tiny bit of spread. Reduce the size. There you go. There's a bit more shadow on the left than the right, so maybe swap the direction. Well, I think until I get a new picture with the hand, it's gonna be as far as I can get. Let me send a quick screenshot to my client. Okay, he's gonna give me some pictures, but I won't have them like immediately, so I'm just going to give it to something else in the meantime. I'll quickly change the color of these circles under his eyes. Make them a little less pale. Here's the before and after. Just a quick change, but I think it brings less attention to them. Adding tokens for generating pics would be pretty bad IMO. Yeah, like if they add the token system for generations, it's a way to limit the amount of requests that are on their servers, because at the end of the day, it's costing a lot of money to run something like that where people request things all the time from your servers. The problem is that if they do that, you now have a limited use of a program that you already are paying for, and that's not the best. Let me name this. That was color under eyes. This is shoulder. Imperfections. Shoulder. I think. Yeah. Shoulder. Shoulder gen fill. There you go. Let's have a layer for teeth. If you're wondering how to do teeth for people in thumbnails, same way that I assume they do it in other parts of the graphic design industry, if you're retouching any pictures or whatnot, you take a blue color. When teeth tend to be kind of yellow, blue is the sort of whiteness color that you want to have. So take a light blue, paint some blue on the teeth. So being pretty rough with the outlines here, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna go in here, go to underlying layers, and remove some of the darker parts. So the blend if, and then put that into hue or soft light, depends on the results, or color. Go out with a lower opacity. It works. The before and after. From afar, before, after. In this case, I think it's too much. You still want the teeth to look a tiny bit yellow because it's just human. Perfectly white teeth are uncanny. I don't know if you ever saw some ads for like toothpaste or other things. They make the teeth perfectly white and it just looks weird. It looks inhuman. So before, after. You want the teeth to be slightly yellow. Healthy teeth, but not, you know, alien just stole a pair of dentures off of someone and is wearing them as a disguise. Okay, we have pictures inbound. He's gonna go and shoot the asset for this. I'm gonna save this file for now. Always save your files. Don't be like me. I have untitled one even at the end of my thumbnails, and I'm like, oh no, bad. Next, every milkshake. Cool. And since we have a little bit of time to kill until the next one, how about we do some editing on a different thumbnail. Grow with Alex. This one. My last stream I worked, no, actually the first stream I did, I worked on a thumbnail for this guy, Grow with Alex, a channel about growing social media platforms. And we have some editing to do on this one. This is just kind of the concept, basically. With the actual assets thrown in, but I do need to edit them. So we have the phone hand, pointing hand, and his body, all from pictures that he sent me. I need to extend the phone hand here because the picture does actually cut right there. So we need to create the rest of his arm. For that, I'm going to hide the background entirely and fill. Normally, that should fill it. If it doesn't, then I will put a prompt and that should do it. There we go. I even have multiple choices. One looks the best. And go into the mask and just remove the excess. There we go. We have an arm. Amazing. So this is going to be fix bottom of arm. This is bone arm. Pointing hand. Imperfections. Main body. I'm gonna select all of this and create a smart object. Yo, Giga Chad Jesus, welcome to the stream. Or is it Jesus? It might be Jesus. Depends where you're from. This is gonna be left icons. This is right notification. And put the background back on now. This is Alex. There we go. Camera filter. Your voice is so crispy, I thought it would be lighter. Appreciate it. I do have a good mic. Cheap mic, but good mic. It helps with the voice as well. So, exposure, contrast, vibrance, tiny bit of saturation, bring up the clarity, do some sharpening. That's already so much better. Just one filter. How many compositions are there for thumbnails? An infinite amount. There's so many compositions. It's completely up to you what you want to do, but from a general rule of thumb, it depends on whether or not you have a human subject in the frame, because they tend to take a lot of space, right? So, a thumbnail is a 16:9 ratio image. So this rectangle here, right? That is the size you have to work with. You can cut the thumbnail like this in halves. So you can have one element here with two halves. For example, if you have something like a reaction channel, you can have the person reacting and then the thing they're reacting to in one half each, right? If you have something like, for example, a versus video. You can have something here, and then have a line in the middle. I've done this recently with a thumbnail for Nacho Average Finds with the worst versus best Air Jordan shoe, where I divided the composition in halves, but I did it in a more subtle way. I didn't want to have a line down the middle. You can see I have my guideline here, but if I hide it, it's all one image. Completely fake. Like, all of this is made from many other images, but at a distance you can't tell. You can have thirds. So if you have the rule of thirds, 640 and 1280, and here, hold on, I don't know what that one is by head. 360 and 720. That's the grid of thirds, right? This is the thumbnail divided in 3 parts vertically and 3 parts horizontally. It is generally speaking a good idea to have your main elements fall somewhere on these points. Generally speaking. Like if I go here, into the examples on Google, rule of thirds means that something looks pretty interesting when an element is on one of those lines or one of those points, right? Like here. It's something very, very known in photography. It works in YouTube thumbnails. Put an interesting thing on one of the thirds. That's what we're doing here. You look at the composition. He's going to be on 1/3, and then the cup is going to be on another. So there you have it. Just a few ideas for composition, but there's so many. There's so many of them. It's infinite. You can just make thumbnails for just about anything, and you can disregard all the rules and make something that works and gets millions of views. You just need to study it and learn from what exists out there. Let's brighten his eyes a tiny bit. Here's another fun fact for you. The white part of the eyes is called the sclera. This part right here. This is the sclera of the eye. In thumbnails, we whiten them, like so. We just put it on soft light at 50%. So here's the before and after. In thumbnails, we brighten the eyes a tiny bit. Don't overdo it, it looks weird. But it makes a difference. Here's the before and after. Before, after. Before, after, right? We do this in thumbnails because when you're scaling the thumbnail down like this, if you think about it, the image is going to be rendered in a certain way, right? Like it's not going to be displayed like this, where you see all the details. Because the image will be smaller, you're going to see it with pixelation like this. Okay? And when you whiten the eyes, what you're doing is that you're essentially making it more likely that some of these pixels will be brighter, like here, And when they are brighter, look what happens. I've just colored these white, you see? And now I zoom out, and you can very clearly see where the eyes are. See, it's magic. I zoom out, and you can see his eyes from super far away, even though I just pixelated everything very heavily. That's why we brighten up the eyes a little bit. In fact, in this case, I'll do it a tiny bit more than usual. I'll do 75. Because they're pretty closed. Hope that makes sense. Okay, we have the cups, apparently. Let me refresh this. Aha, perfect. Thank you, Patrick. Oh, look at that. Night and day difference. We have the cups, and he's filled it with milk. Incredible. So, we're now going to download this. Lovely. Man, he was super reactive. That's really cool. Okay, we can just keep going. I have the cup. In this case, we want it to be large like this. In focus. The focus is a little difficult to get, but this is already much better. You can see even the folds on his fingers. Yeah, that's great. Okay, cool. I'm very happy with that. How many thumbnails do you make every month? That completely depends on the month, really. Like, depending on... I should not use the polygonal lasso. Let me use the pen tool for this. Depending on the month, I can make... Like, I will say less than 10. Like, I will make less than 10 thumbnails a month. That depends. It can be less. Sometimes it can be a tiny bit more if I'm busy that month. But generally speaking, I make less than 10 a month. But I still make a living because I charge enough for my time, and I spend a lot of time getting them right and putting quality into my work. I know some people are grinding it out, just making, like, how many thumbnails I make in a month they do in 1 or 2 days, but they charge a lot less, and so they have to make this many thumbnails in order to survive or to have stable income or, you know, be able to pay rent. I don't do that. I'm much happier that way. I do not want to be in the rat race where I have to go and run and find clients, otherwise I will not have food this month just because I decided to charge $10 a thumbnail and now I'm poor. You know? That's why I advocate for people charging more for their work. Because when you charge more, you are very free to start doing less client hunting and more actual quality work. And it's less stress in your life overall. yeah. I will add the straw by hand, I think, because it is blurry and I want the straw to look good, so we'll add my own. Hello, Roytem. In what way? I would happily hear you out. Do you charge all of your clients 200 per thumbnail? No, I charge 250 per thumbnail. But yes. Some clients are still on my older thumbnail rates, which is like 200, 220. Depending on when I started working with them, I don't actually increase my prices on the client, right? But yeah, like 250 is what I charge all of my new clients currently. I do not charge extra for some people just because I decided to. Sometimes a thumbnail might sound like it takes more work to get it right. Like, for example, I got a client recently for a engineering thumbnail. The thumbnail is quite challenging. I tried doing it and I didn't actually do a very convincing one on the first try. I will have to redo it. I will have to make the entire thumbnail from scratch once again. That will take a lot of time, but that's okay. I charge enough money that this can happen and it's not the end of the world. Yeah? Ask. I will need to swap this, but that's okay. The light source is actually in my favor here. Lovely. I want to ask you something because you're so experienced in this field. Please ask away. Yeah, go ahead. Just type the question. There's no need to ask if you can ask. I'm happy to answer. Also, Brent, where do you usually find your clients? My clients find me. I don't find my clients, they just show up in my DMs on Twitter because I post my work on Twitter. I also have a website, ike.design, where you can go and check out all of my work, and there is a contact form on my website on ike.design where you can just send me an email, essentially, to tell me, hey, I would like to work with you. So that's how I get my clients. Either they show up in my DMs on Twitter, or they send me an email, or they go through my website's contact form. If I'm a beginner in the thumbnail designing field, but not a beginner in graphic design, so I'm capable of creating high quality thumbnails, how much should I charge? That is exactly how I got started, actually. I was a graphic designer for 3 years in an agency, doing generic graphic design things like logo design, branding, icons, website designs, flyers, you know, generic graphic design. So I had experience, and then I went into doing thumbnail design because it was a hobby for me that turned into a career. I started by charging €50, which is already above the average for what people charge for thumbnail design, but I was confident that I could make good quality work, and because of that, if I go on my portfolio here, this is on my website, ike.design. If you scroll all the way down, You can see this is the first thumbnail that I worked on. This thumbnail was for 50 euro. Actually, it was for free because I wanted to get something on my portfolio, but immediately after I was charging 50. This thumbnail, as you can see here, got 500,000 plus views. If I open the video, it has 647,000 views. That was the first thumbnail I worked on. That guy had like 100 subs when I made it. When you have experience in graphic design, you are good at thumbnail design because you understand what the rules of graphic design are and how to make an appealing image following some of the simpler rules of graphic design. You are ahead of the curve. You should charge ahead of the curve. Okay? Most people will charge under 50. You can start at 50, which is what I did, or you can start above 50 if you want. It's difficult, I think, to charge like 100 and above when you don't have a portfolio like this. But you can get started, and then you can increase your price over time. Like, if I was charging 50 here, when I was getting to something like this, I was already in the 100 plus, and 150 plus, then 200, and now I'm at 250 for the newer work that I do. So increase your prices over time, your portfolio will grow with you, but 50 is the point where I would say you are above the average, which means that you dodge all of the bad clients. Something very important when you are starting with thumbnail design. If you start with low prices, you can get stuck working from really bad clients that will simply make you miserable. They will not give you high quality assets. You will not get to work with amazing pictures that make amazing thumbnails like this. So charge 50 if you have experience and you know that you're gonna make good work. And especially if your brain is telling you that it's too much, your brain will always try and convince you it's too much. Don't listen to that. You are worth it. And I don't even need to look at your portfolio. I know you can do it. You say you have experience. You're not a beginner in graphic design, so charge like an expert. You got it. You can do it. Oof. Blows out the highlights on that. Okay, let's try this. I need to increase the contrast, but not blow it up so much. I need deeper shadows for sure. Exposure up, yes, but vibrance, more clarity is what I want, I think, and more texture. Yeah. Okay, good. There we go. Remove some of the green from this. Go into color, tint, and turn it more purple. Before, after. It's subtle, but it works. Can you give us details on how you got your first client for 50? I said, hey, I charge 50. And then they said yes. That's it. There's not really any like secrets or anything. I would not recommend what I did at the start, which is I started by doing free work for a few people just because I wanted a portfolio. Just like a few pictures I could send to people, say, hey, this is what I do. I started for free. Don't do that. Don't work for free. Your time is worth something. If you want to create thumbnails for free, don't tell people that you work for free, because you will attract people who don't actually value your time, value your efforts, etc. Find a channel and make the thumbnails for them for free and send it to them. but don't advertise that you are doing it for free because you will just get bad clients. But yeah, I started doing that. I started making free thumbnails, and then I need to get an arm for him. He's floating. Need to grab an arm from somewhere. Should be easy enough. And then yeah, the people are gonna start contacting you if you start posting online. I just posted on Twitter. Wait, what is the thumbnail of this live stream actually? I'm seeing it on my social media. Is it really the thumbnail of the previous one? Yeah, it's a replay thumbnail. Wait, I need to change that. No one told me. Oops. Hold on. Edit this. Customization. Change. Yeah, it's the wrong thumbnail, dude. I'm on the wrong one the whole time. Recordings. This. Save. Man, that sucks. I was on a thumbnail that says stream replay the whole time, even though we're actually live. Oops, I shouldn't have closed that tab. That was chat. Come back, chat. No. I lost them. Where are they? Man. Chat. That YouTube chat? Where is it? Hello, chat. I missed you. What's your thought on those who fake it until you make it and take others' thumbnails to put them in their own portfolio? What? Do people do that? Do people really do that? That's not good. What? Fake it till you make it. You're not making anything. What are you talking about? What? This is confusing. You're trying to tell me that there's people out there who just take other people's thumbnails and somehow have a justification for doing that in their mind? They think they're not doing anything wrong? Don't do that. Do not do that. I post on Twitter almost daily, but I do not find any new followers or likes. Do you have any idea why that is? Yes. You need to interact with other people on Twitter. You need to be in everyone's comment section. You need to find other thumbnail designers, follow them, like their tweets, and interact with them. A lot of the likes that I have on my own posts are from people... I'm not doing anything, I'm just looking at my file, sorry. A lot of the likes I get are from people who follow me from the community. I have a lot of designers following me, and they like my stuff, and I interact with them as well. Like, it's just a very crucial part of Twitter that most people don't get right. You need to go out there, you need to interact, you need to talk with your fellow designers. It is so important. A nice looking straw. Give me that. Large size will be enough. Place. Straw. Cool. So grab this. Cool. Copy, paste. And now I have a straw. Amazing. I need to flip it. Oriented that way. There we go. We got a nice little straw in the milkshake now. Amazing. Wait, Kali, when you say people are taking other people's thumbnails and putting them in their own portfolio, do you mean literally copy pasting images from other people into their portfolio, or do you mean people who recreate a thumbnail, like taking a different concept and hold on, and add it? Close this. Is too many tabs. I have too many tabs. This needs to go. I don't need it anymore. Let me get you an example. This. See, this guy here, Depliny, made this thumbnail here. Okay. Now, that thumbnail was made by him, right? Like, he designed that, photoshopped it, etc. But in concept, this is the thumbnail I made. I started the sort of idea, right? With how to overcome crippling imposter syndrome. This thumbnail is something I designed for A Life Engineered. And then he took the sort of idea from it and designed a thumbnail and put it in his portfolio. Okay? That's not a bad thing. It's not. It's not a bad thing. The bad thing would be to copy paste my image directly into the portfolio. Okay, they do just straight up take them. No, that's awful. These people you should just report them for content theft. Report them and get them banned from social media. It's a bit too orange. I think I can do this with a curves level. No, with color balance. Turn the yellows to blues. Yep. Oh. Before and after. Very subtle. Very subtle, but I do pay attention to that. And now, the most important part of this, we need to change the milkshake to look like a different, milkshake entirely. We need to create a sort of abomination that combines the milkshakes of many other places. Like, how many inbounds do you get per thumbnail post on average? Every time I post a thumbnail, I get 1 or 2 people reaching out to get new work. Sometimes like maybe a tiny bit more. Okay, I say that. It's actually more like I get 3 to 4 people contacting me for work, but 1 to 2 people will actually agree to the price for my work. Some other people will be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that much. Goodbye. Which is okay. It's fine. I do know that I charge higher than most. In India, most of the time, beginner designers just straight up steal thumbnails from pro designers. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. Like, India has a really good sort of culture of like the ability to learn anything. You have so many tutorials, you have so many people that are teaching things online, and so many people are picking up skills and trying to learn new things. And it's a real shame that sometimes this happens, but if you look at the positives, a lot of Indian designers are actually kind of killing it out there. They're doing a really good job. The culture of the country is remarkable when it comes to wanting to work, wanting to learn new skills and get good at them. Pretty incredible what Indian people can do when they set their mind to it. And yellow with maestro. That guy's wall. I think something like this works composition-wise. What do you guys think? Good, no? I just need to make this cup look crazy now. Like if I go in here, this is white, so it's actually kind of perfect because I can just take a color and let me quickly get a mask going for this. Here. And just make this quick little mask around, and then I can just paint any color on top of the white, and with the proper blending mode it should apply directly to the drink pretty easily. I do this, put the mask, put it on top of the cup, and now I put this on multiply. Aha! The color applies, and then I can even do this with blend if. I have it pop like that inside of the cup. Amazing. So now we can paint any color. Let's start with some flashy stuff. Make a sort of yellow thing here. Add some fuchsia or pink. We'll add some blue. Maybe some red at the bottom. Just want this to look crazy. Put green at the top. Why not? And then take the smudge tool and just go crazy with it. create a sort of weird looking drink. Go into the filters and blur it. You can see what I'm going for here, just like making all the colors look really odd. I don't like these effects here, where it like darkens inside some of these colors. Thank you for the live streams, Ike. Learning much. Thank you. I'm glad you're learning some stuff from here. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty toxic, and I'm not sure I would drink it, but maybe that's a good thing. Let's see. What would it look like? Milkshake. I need to pick some milkshake colors that look milkshakey, maybe? Or I can go even more crazy, I guess. Like, I do have a thumbnail inspiration for this, which is Nick DiGiovanni. I think I could just pick the colors a bit better here. Let me do that. We'll start again. But this time we'll pick the colors better from the top. And I need to not affect the layers at the top so much. Okay. Starting with red. I'm gonna do a little pride flag here. I'm gonna do a gay drink. Bit of red. Take the red from his cap. Let's do some orange. Some yellow. Green. Blue. And purple. Yeah, that works. And then I'll go into a dark purple here at the bottom. Now we're talking. Okay. And I will distort this layer here. Give it a twirl. Just to try and see, like, how can I distort this? Ripple? Ripple could work. Oh, look at that. Well, I like the effect. It's got a sort of texture to it. Okay, I do that, and then I blur it. But not too much. Can I blur it vertically only? Need a motion blur. Vertical blur like this. Yeah, that works. Okay. Popsicle vibe. I mean, popsicles are good. That's a good thing. I can interact with every thumbnail post I see, but still no new engagement or likes on my posts. Okay. I'm gonna link you a tweet I made some time ago. If I can find it, hold on. One moment. Got it. Here, let me read you this tweet. Okay? This is a tweet I made about how to get clients using Twitter. I made that tweet in August 2023. I still think it might be viable today, so you let me know what you think of this, okay? Here. To my fellow thumbnail designers wondering how to get clients, literally just post on Twitter. It sounds like biased or bullshit advice, I swear it's true. Here's a detailed guide from personal experience. Twitter heavily rewards likes. Your tweets get shown to people who have never seen you before when someone likes or retweets it. This part is less true today because I don't see likes on my feed from other people anymore because there is a For You feed. But you do see retweets. So retweets are valuable because when you get retweeted by other people, you suddenly appear on the timeline of new people that have never met you before. You reach outside your own circle of followers and into potential client territory. So how do you get likes? Retweets come with likes. So same thing. 1, make quality work. That's the easy step. People on this website are more than happy to like or share tweets they find interesting. So post your best work before your imposter syndrome tells you not to. Okay? Do not flood your timeline with uninteresting posts. This one is pretty important. If I see a cool thumbnail from you and I check your profile, I do not want to see 7 unrelated posts about your dinner, your League of Legends rank. If you want this to be a job, you need to treat your account like your storefront, not your living room. That's what alt accounts are for. I have an exception to this. If you have a website portfolio like I do, you now have a place that has all of your work. Okay, like I can tell my clients, if you want to see my work, you go to ike.design, you go to portfolio, there's my work. So now I don't need to keep my profile extremely clean. But that being said, that doesn't mean you should retweet everything you see from other people that is completely unrelated and hide all of your posts behind a wall of retweets. Okay? Put efforts into the tweets. Pretty simple. A lot of people, they just dump the work on Twitter. They say, they go here, they go like, I made new work. And they post a picture and done. Okay? Like DM for new work or whatever. Don't do that. Put effort into the tweets. You want people to contact you, maybe you put some effort first. My most popular posts are threads that I've redacted and made custom images for. Behind the scene looks at how designs came to life. Like you can just record yourself making thumbnails. It takes almost no time to set up OBS, click a button, and you have a cool video to upload on Twitter. Make it easy to turn an intrigued visitor into a client. So that one is make your portfolio accessible, make your DMs accessible, make your email easy to find. If people click on your profile, you want to be able to convert them into clients easily. So make sure your DMs are open. That's the bare minimum. Post somewhat regularly. That's the one that demotivates everyone. You just gotta post every once in a while. You don't need to post twice a day. Just try and publish a new design every 3 to 7 days and you'll be fine. Like this is what I do, right? I have a new design coming out every 3 to 7 days. I just try and have new work every week. I don't always do. Like, sometimes it's difficult, you know, if you don't really have client work to publish, you don't really have an opportunity to put out your work. You gotta find a way. You just like get a new thread or like write something about design and post it. Interact with your peers. That's the one I was talking about. You get a lot of likes from your own circles, other designers who want to support you and who want to grow with you. And the last one is charge more. You need to charge more if you want to get more clients. Because if you don't charge enough, you're going to be stuck working for the same clients over and over. You will not have time for new clients. When you charge more, you create time to work for new people. Because some of the older clients will want to move away, and some new clients will come in and accept your new price. So yeah, I will give you a link to that if you want to read it in your own time. Here you go. So feel free to bookmark this, come back to it later if you want to check it. But that's kind of the guide to getting clients through Twitter. I will also put this here if you want to check out the website. Just flexing the website because I got a new one done with a different design than the previous one that I had, which was about logo design. I worked with a cool developer. We made some awesome work. Feel free to go and check it out. I like the wave here. The wave is cool. Okay, so we have a wavy, blurry, awesome looking milkshake. What happens if I duplicate it? It's a bit extreme now. But I can change the blending mode, something like maybe overlay? And then lower the opacity. 50. Cool. Ryan cooked on your site? That's right. He absolutely did. My developer is Ryan Senior. Let me shout him out as well. Where is his... Oh yeah, it's Ryasen. Hey, look at that. I'm on the front. Hey, I made it. This is the developer I worked with, Ryan Senior. If you need your own website built, it will cost you a pretty price. You know, don't go there expecting a new website for a few hundreds. But if you want a really, really cool website, go talk to Ryan. Tell you that I sent you. You'll get some awesome work. How much did I spend on the portfolio website? Was it 2.5k euro or something like that? Yeah, something like that. Super worth it. Super worth it. I will have this website for years, easily. It's so easy for me to maintain. I can grow the website into whatever I want. This thing is going to stay with me for a very long time, and I will easily pay for the cost of the website in no time. Guys, we are nearing the end of the stream. I have a pretty cool working version for this already. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a filter on that because I want the saturation to be up on that McDonald's arch. Oh yeah, that's real good. That's nice, that's lovely. Let's put the saturation up by like 30%. Make that yellow really nice and pop. Let's increase the curves on that as well. Darker colors here. Lighter colors on the end. The last thing that I need to do is add the white sleeve below here, because you might not have noticed, but you know, that hand is in fact completely floating. But that's easy because I have more pictures that I can work with. Like for example, this picture has a sleeve that I can use. It might not be in perfect condition, but hey, I'll take it. I'm just gonna do this, put a filter on the thumbnail, and I'm gonna call it done and end the stream for tonight. So if you have any last questions that you want answered before we wrap this up, feel free to let me know now. Promise I don't bite. Yeah, Mustafa, I'm glad you could join it. I'm sorry, I don't think I acknowledged the fact that you were even here the whole time. Like, I've been reading your messages, but I didn't respond to your presence. I'm sorry, man. Hey, I'm glad you can make it. How did the call go? Everything all right? This, keep this. Put it below everything. Be larger as well. Gonna head to bed in a bit. Yep, dope call. Old audience channel we're gonna be working with. Oh, like I did that once when I was working at the start of my thumbnail design career. I was working with a golfing channel, and the audience was senior, right? And man, I literally stopped working with that client. Like, I told him, I can't do this. I do not understand your audience. They click on the weirdest looking thumbnails, and they do not click on the best looking ones. Like, I would make a thumbnail that I think is amazing. They would not click on it. And then the next time I would make a thumbnail and think to myself, man, that looks terrible. That thing looks awful. And they'd love it. They eat it up. They give it 1 million views. Like, what? What is your problem? Turns out that, you know, I do not understand how old people tick. But hey, awesome though. I'm glad you got that opportunity. Good luck with the oldies. I can't figure them out. Maybe you can. Need to give this the same filter as this one. Perfect. Hey, I think we got this. I will just quickly blur the bottom of this. There we go. And now for the finishing touches, let's do the trusty shortcut, a shortcut that I advise everyone to learn. Control, Alt, Shift, E. If you do this while you are on the top visible layer, visible, can't be a hidden layer, you go to the top visible layer in your composition, Control, Alt, Shift, E, and it creates a new layer, which is a copy, a flattened copy of everything that is below it. So here I have the entire thumbnail copied into this layer here. I go to Filter, Convert for Smart Filters, and I can add a camera raw filter to it. Then when I do that, I will click here for cycle between before and after versions. It creates a separated view like this. I have my two compositions. And now whenever I make a change on the right, it does not apply on the left. Okay? So this is the before, this is the after. And I'm simply going to make a bunch of changes that I think are correct for this thumbnail. So let's bring up the contrast. Make that really pop. Tiny bit of exposure would be right. Deepen some shadows a little. I want that area here to be really dark because it outlines that milkshake really well. Hey, Frostify. Hello, Milk. I changed the Control-Alt-Shift-E key to F2. Too much finger work for the default shortcut. It is quite good. Like, I have a Stream Deck. If that thing was plugged in, I don't have enough USB port to warrant using it. But like, if I was using the Stream Deck, I would just put that on a button. It's pretty good. Good shortcut. I don't think I need to tweak the temperature much. I will lower it a tiny bit to blue, because I have a feeling it's kind of yellow right now. Saturation, we want to bring it up. We want those colors to pop a lot. Let's do a tiny bit of clarity, not too much, because it tends to make things look grainy and weird. And color mixer, do I have any colors that I want to change? I don't think so. Maybe the greens could be a little bit darker like this. You make the green pop a little. I think that works. What is the title of the video? I mixed every milkshake into one. And here's the before and after with just a camera raw filter. The idea of the video is that he's going from fast food to fast food, grabbing all of their milkshakes and then blending them and testing out, like, how good is McDonald's plus Wendy's milkshake? How good is Five Guys and McDonald's milkshake? How good is every milkshake together in the same one? So yeah. I think that'll be it for now. I'm going to send this to the client. We're going to get some feedback going, and I will end the stream. Some of you got here just like a few minutes ago. I'm sorry for that. But yeah. Thank you for those of you who have been here the whole time. Very much appreciated. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I'm gonna go ahead and export this. Recommended settings for me would be JPEG, quality 6, 1920 by 1080, or 1280 by 720 if that's what you're working in. And just export. Go to the right folder. I mixed every milkshake V1. Save. And that'll be it. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever it is that you are from. And I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye!